Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, July 12th. I'm Kiki Thaxter.
And I'm Brian Boudreau. It's great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. This week on Norwood News, Norwood celebrates the 4th. NHS Class of 2015 alum Nate Buchanan talks about his upcoming movie. But first, on Thursday, Norwood Fire Local 1631 reported a large limb of a tree falling at Father Max where Norwood Rec Summer Camp students were located. Crews were updated by dispatch that there was a report of a child with their lower extremity trapped under the limb. Firefighters worked to free the trapped child, who was transported for further evaluation at a local hospital. Crews, along with mutual aid from Westwood Fire, assessed and treated the remaining students. Norwood DPW is working to remove the debris at this time. Great job by Norwood Fire, Police, and DPW. The campers were lucky that none of the injuries were life-threatening. Father Max is pulling double duty this summer due to the construction at Hawes Pool. Demolition is underway, and Recreation Director John Kinney provides an update on the construction process and explains how you can still access certain areas of the facilities.
All right, so we're really excited that the demo part of the project has begun at the Hawes Pool. As you can see behind me, the pool deck has been excavated from the area, the pump room, and the pool shed is all gone. A lot of the splash pad is also gone. Just a couple of key notes for everyone. There is still access to the Hawes Pond trails behind us. The brook trail right alongside the bridge at Washington Street has been closed during the demo part of this project, but we're hoping to have that up and open in about 3 to 4 weeks once the demo portion is completed. There is access to the tennis courts via a temporary parking lot located on Washington Street right next to the Coakley School. There will be signage put up. You can park there, go into the tennis court area, and access the trails and the pond down here at the Hawes Pool complex. So the project's going to take a few months during this calendar year, and will stretch into a little bit of the spring of next year with the soft opening of May 2025. We'll fill the pool, do all our final tests, and then we'll have our final opening, grand opening in June of 2025. So we're really excited about that. So this pool complex is going to bring a bunch of new features. We will have a new splash pad for the kids. There will be an ADA compliant ramp that'll go from the deck all the way into the pool on the low end. We'll have a peninsula that'll cut through the part of the pool, which will divide the shallow end from the deep end. And the deep end will go to the depth of 7 feet 3 inches, and will taper off to about 4 feet where the peninsula is. It will also feature a 25-yard lap swimming lanes that will be marked on the deep end side, which we hadn't had before. The pool was 40 yards in length before, so this will give us a true lap swimming pool to be able to use. And on the deep end side, like the more shallower end part towards the peninsula, we'll be able to do water Zumba and water aerobics classes for the residents of Norwood.
Are you looking for a local doggy daycare, groomer, and trainer all in one? Well, You Lucky Dogs is your spot in Norwood to find all of it. Let's go take a ride down to You Lucky Dogs.
So You Lucky Dogs is a dog daycare facility. We offer grooming and daycare and training for all of those three things for the dogs of Norwood.
Paul Malloy, owner of You Lucky Dogs, located at 169 Railroad Ave, has always had a passion for training dogs throughout his life.
So it started with me at a younger age. When I was a younger guy, I enjoyed training of dogs. I'm very passionate about dogs. I own dogs myself, and I've spent a lot of time in hunting dog training in my career, my time. My wife was also brought up in a family where her father was a dog trainer. So as children, we were introduced to it, and that kind of just grew for the love of dogs.
You Lucky Dogs takes pride in listening to their customers and staff, and making You Lucky Dogs the best place it can be.
So I think one of the things that we've always thrived to do when we opened the business was just listen to the people, listen to the customers, listen to our staff. I think it's been good for us just to get the feedback from everybody, and any continuous improvement that we offered was not really my idea, but the staff or our customers. And I think that's kind of set us aside for not only location is great, you know, we're right in the center of town, but I think it really gives people the reassurance that we listen. You know, we want to, if you tell me something, I'm going to do what I can to get it done, rather than just, you know, nod my head and say, yeah, we're going to do that.
Paul saw a need for a local daycare facility in the town of Norwood.
Well, it helps I live here, for sure. I'm a Norwood resident, and my kids grew up here, but honestly, when we thought about the business and we looked around town, there wasn't really anywhere. You know, when my wife and my kids or myself would take the dog and we wanted to go on a vacation, there wasn't really anywhere in close proximity to have that availability. So it was something we thought about, give it some thought for quite some time. And eventually we just thought it'd be, we got some feedback from a lot of the community. I am a soccer coach here in Norwood with my kids, and I got a lot of people talking to me about, oh, it'd be a great idea. So we followed through with it, and we love Norwood, love the people.
Being a longtime resident in Norwood, Paul knew this is where he wanted to open up his business.
I mean, we've been blessed with the clientele and their dogs. The dogs have been fantastic. I mean, you talk about a community or dogs representing their people, we got it right here. The dogs are awesome, people are friendly, we love it.
At You Lucky Dogs, they pride themselves on making the dogs feel comfortable.
Yeah, one of the things that we definitely thrive to make sure happen is that, you know, we don't crate the dogs. The crates are there for the dog's convenience. If they decide that they wanted to go and just get away, you know, it's like kids going to school, right? They may need a little time to relax. I don't want to play anymore. Maybe that's the older dog. The younger dog wants to go all day. So we have indoor-outdoor space that's completely open. So a dog can be indoors if they want, they can be outdoors if they want. We have the play pools at back. All of our outdoor facilities is got turf, it's all sports turf. And I think it just gives the dog that freedom of, I can do what I want, when I want, but with continuous supervision. So that's why we maintain all our staff here, and they're constantly interacting with the dog all day. But it is that freedom, I think, gives it the uniqueness, I guess. And we have a lot of overhead garage doors that we can open it right up so it's fully ventilated. If we do have an extreme heat day, we are able to bring all the dogs inside and we crank up the air conditioners, turn on the fans to circulate the air, and it's quite comfortable.
To learn more about You Lucky Dogs, visit their website on Facebook, Instagram, or just stop by and say hello.
When Norwood News returns, we take a look at what happened on the 4th. NHS alum Nate Buchanan makes an appearance on Norwood Digest, and Ron Marshalsea will have the latest in sports. The annual 4th of July parade marched down Washington Street last week with lots of entertainment, bands, and a variety of floats.
Last week, the annual 4th of July parade took place starting at the Coakley Middle School and made its way down Washington Street and ended at the Town Hall. A handful of bands, floats, and entertainment made their return to Norwood this year to celebrate the 4th of July. Last week, Ron Marshalsea filled Jack McCarthy's seat in a digest interview with writer, director, actor, interviewer, and member of the NHS class of 2015, Nate Buchanan. Here is a small clip of the interview that will premiere in full on the next Norwood Digest.
Nate, the reason you're on today is because you're in a supporting role in a movie that's coming out this summer. What can you tell us about the role and the movie overall?
Yes, so this movie is called Hustler's Dreams. It'll be dropping on Tubi real soon. Right now, they're just fixing up a couple of the ending parts right now before they release the release date. But I'm playing a young Troy, and basically with young Troy, he's a young drug dealer that gets his way up, right?
Okay.
Becomes a kingpin. And then we have Dominique, young Dominique, is trying to basically take down myself, Troy. And then Ponzo Houdini, he owns Cake Boss Life Entertainment. He's the one. Cake Boss Life Entertainment is basically the production company for Hustler's Dreams. And he reached out to me and said, "Hey Nate, this role really fits you. I got something that we're writing. Would you be available?" I looked at the script and I said, "Yeah, put me down."
That's huge, man.
Yeah,
So he reached out to you. You didn't audition for that.
Yes.
That's huge, man.
Yes.
That's everybody's dream. You
Yeah,
kidding
thank
me?
you, thank you,
That's awesome. So you said Tubi. That's where it's
Yes.
going to be, and just release date's not official yet.
Not official yet.
Okay.
They got to do the film stuff. They got to
100%.
cut it up. They got to make sure it's perfect and clean because nobody wants to look at this movie and say, I don't know. So you got to put out the best work, cut clean. I'm waiting for the release date. You guys will know soon.
All right.
Speaking of Ron, we're going to send it over to him now with this week's sports update.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your Sports Update. The Norwood Senior Babe Ruth team has qualified for the New England Regional Tournament for the second year in a row. The tournament goes from July 19th to July 23rd in Worcester. Each state in New England is represented by one team, and the winner advances to the Senior Babe Ruth World Series in Missouri. The team is looking for funds that will directly pay for their hotel costs, meals, umpires, and additional tournament costs. If you wish to help send the Senior Babe Ruth team to regionals, you can reach out to coaches Steve Klein or Mike Dooley. Legion Baseball is also heading down their final stretch, losing to Franklin 1-0 on Monday, but beat Weymouth 7-5 on Wednesday. They have their 3 final regular season games on Thursday the 11th at Walpole, Friday the 12th in Needham, and Sunday the 14th hosting Easton. Heading into the weekend, Norwood's record stands at 9-4. Norwood has a good shot of having a home playoff game, so as soon as NCM knows, we will let you know. Two dynasties collided in a very much anticipated matchup between defending Babe Ruth champion Rangers and the ever-present in the championship White Sox. The Rangers managed to do it again with a win in the winner-take-all Game 3. Congratulations to Coach Klein and his Rangers. Norwood Little League is off to a strong start with 9 summer ball teams competing against surrounding towns from the Bay State, Hockomock, and Tri-Valley leagues. Congratulations to the 8 to 10-year-old District 11 team who are the district champions after a huge win against Walpole. And the regular season for Norwood Little League has come to a close with the White Sox winning the town championship, the Rockies winning the minor league town championship, and the champions of AA are the Astros. Congratulations to all the players and coaches on solid seasons. And thank you to Eddie Hickey, president of the Norwood Diamond Club, for helping us stay up to date with all things baseball here in Norwood. And if you're a baseball fan, stop by Hickey's Flower Stand to ask about joining the Diamond Club. And finally, another congratulations to longtime manager of the Phillies, Vinny Aiello, on his retirement from coaching Little League after 50 years of being in the red and white. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshalsea, and Norwood News will be right back after this break.
Board of Selectmen officially met with the newest member of the Airport Commission, Dr. Michael Harper. Dr. Harper will be filling Mark Ryan's seat at the commission. A retired lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Air Force, Dr. Harper briefs the board on his background.
Thank you all for the faith that you had in me and everything. I look forward to working with the Airport Commission. My background actually is, as one of the other titles I had, Lieutenant Colonel in the Air Force. And as a commander in the Air Force, I was responsible for air traffic control, airport maintenance and management, as well as all the communications on base. So I've had some experience with that. Dealt with noise complaints, dealt with runway intrusions and everything else. So I don't think I'll see anything new or different here. So I am new to Norwood. What got me here was my son and my granddaughter and his wife in Boston. So my wife and I had lived overseas for almost 20 years. So we had to come back to somewhere. So we thought we'd come back and bother them and help them raise our granddaughter. So we got here to Norwood about 2.5 years ago.
A beloved 4th of July tradition continued for its 6th year at the Old Parish Cemetery. The speech of Frederick Douglass, "What to the Slave is the 4th of July," was read by volunteers. Volunteer reader and member of the Norwood Historical Society, Linda Rao, explains the importance of this speech.
We're reading Frederick Douglass's 5th of July, actually 4th of July speech, but 5th of July speech. It's a great event. I've started when Patty Fanning and John Grove decided to do it 5 years ago. They asked me if I would be honored enough to do it, and I was thrilled. The first year I read the first 2 paragraphs and I was petrified. I must have reread it at home 80 times, but everything went off well, and I've been doing it ever since. I look forward to it. I think it just makes my 4th of July. It's such a community effort, and it just really is something that I deeply connect with. Having read Frederick Douglass's biography and, known about that, coming from this area, the local history, I belong to the Norwood Historical Society, is awful, also with Reverend Thompson. It's just a great connection to really what we should be doing even now that we haven't done, rectifying exactly what he was talking about. But it's a great community event, and I love doing it. Just the fact that he was so brave to get up in front, they were abolitionists, so they agreed with him, but to get up and say exactly what was on his mind and exactly the hypocrisy that asking him to speak at the 4th of July, for independence, really meant to him and to the people that he represented, the Negroes and the black people back then. Just his courage and his intelligence. I've always admired his intelligence. And being a freed slave, running away, ending up in New Bedford, going to England, just incredible man. So it's an honor to say his words, whichever paragraph I get.
Yeah, it's great to hear, absolutely.
The kids were all decked out in their red, white, and blue for the annual Doll Carriage and Bike Parade on July 4th. Maria Henry, coordinator of July 4th activities, has more.
So this is a children's bicycle historical character and bicycle parade. So we started this, Mary Cantero and I started doing this about 30 years ago. And we've been doing it ever since. So the kids get to just decorate their bikes, come in any historical character they want. And they march down through the center of town, and they all get, judged. They get a free T-shirt, they get a ribbon, and the winners get to be in the big parade tonight. So it's really fun for the kids to be involved in their own parade too. Oh my God, the best thing to do is when you're on Washington Street and you look back and see them all coming. It's so much fun.
Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We leave you now with a list of upcoming events NCM will be covering. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great weekend.
Have a good one, everybody.